Hello everyone. So welcome back to my second character spotlight, which will be on focus on Sorceress. Now I did a video on a witch, which is my main character. I have been playing it for a very long time. Then Sorcerer I've been playing for a couple of weeks because trying to understand the class and also to do this character spotlight video. And subsequently, there are a lot of class that's being released. Currently, the latest one is Tamer. It was released a week ago, and yeah, and as well, the Taiwanese server will be launching in a week's time, which is end of August. So, for those of you that can understand Chinese, you might want to try out the Taiwanese server first. Southeast Asia server is coming probably 2 to 3 months after the Taiwanese server. So, and if you are from NA and EU, it will take even much longer. So, for those that can't wait, I would recommend to you Taiwanese server. At least if you type in English, they can still understand what you're trying to type. So Tamer is the latest class, which I've been playing. Which is my main character. I would say that Sorceress is my secondary character. Then we have the Dark Knight as well. Dark Knight I haven't really played much. So yeah, and this one you can see, like, here are all the character listing. So you have a warrior, you have a Dark Knight. So warrior is more towards single PvP, and it has a semi-range and high defense. Dark Knight is more towards high DPS and tankier. So we have the Ranger. Ranger is always long range, high DPS, but a bit short in terms of survivability. Then we have the Witch, which I've covered it pretty intense, comprehensive in my first video. Sorceress, yeah, Sorceress is what we are going to cover it today. And we also have the Giant. So Giant is more like a berserker. It's really good. So, and Tamer is like a new class. So it's like kind of like a ninja style. Valkyrie is kind of like a paladin. So it has good heal, good offensive, good defense. So then we have the Blade Master. Blade Master is more towards DPS, so you need to chain combo to combo and things. So these are the brief introduction of classes. Now let's get into Sorceress. When I first played Sorceress, I think it just blew my mind. Like this character is really interesting, and you can't really find it. You can't really find it from any other game that has same level character. Like Ranger, Witch is always the long range DPS. Then you have Warrior and Paladin, and then those in all traditional MMO. But Sorceress is just so refreshing because it has a long range and also it has a short range attack. So you can't really describe the class. So it's kind of, I mean, need to give them some thumbs up for designing such a class. So it's pretty interesting. And in short, the damage, it has good damage, not the highest, but it has very high mobility. So like as you can see, like right now, you'll notice like the character is like dancing across the screens. So it's like it has a lot of I think, if I'm not mistaken, it has like 3 extra bling strike skill, and on top of the 4 of the what you call the evade skills that you have. So it's quite interesting. You're able to see like how I PvP with my Sorceress. And one of the battle which I managed to record was I managed to beat someone with a CP of about 450 higher above than my CP. So that's quite insane. It's only Sorcerer that I'm able to consistently beat in 1v1 arena, consistently beat those that are higher CP than me. If when it comes to witch and also and other classes, it's still a struggle when someone is higher in CP compared to you. But sorceress, somehow the difference in, I mean, it's more that means that with proper skill you're able to beat a higher level opponent, because there's just so many evading skills. Now, as you can see, like, this is my secondary character, so all of the armors and the jewelry are basically I'm using it from it's my witch set. So what I did was I just transfer the set to my sorceress. So in case if you're not sure like for Black Desert Mobile, so what the developer does is it wants you to enjoy all the classes, so you're able to like slot in like armors. Like armors are all shareable across all characters. It's only weapon that some characters are able to share and some are not, but armors and jewelry, all characters are shareable. So that means that when there's a new class that comes in, you're able to like use up all the armors and jewelry, and you're able to enjoy, to have fun with it. So sorceress is still a damage class, so main skill that you want to have is probably your critical, and also like that would be the main critical and damage. So it's really is a damage class. And yeah, let's go over to the skill set in a while. So you can't really like describe the sorcerer, like the class in other MMO, because it's kind of like monk, because like if you notice, like she uses her hand as an attack, but she doesn't really place out like monk. So you can say that she's a hybrid melee. It's more like a Batman style kind of a play style. All right, so let's go to the skill set now. This is I would like to introduce to you the two skill sets. So the first one here, this is the PvE skill set. So what does the PvE skill set means? That it has a lot of AoE kind of skill, right? So basically for PvE, you just want to have as much AoE skill as possible. Then when it comes, then the second one, this one is my PvP skill set. I like it a lot. It suits my playstyle very much. So if later you're able to see some of the PvP videos on how I do PvP with this. So the first one, the top will be a short range attack. So basically what I does is I will just jump into the character, all right, close it in. Then I'll use the second skill to make sure that I punch and knock him down. Then the third one will be to jump out. That means that I'll after punching him, then I will just want to jump out. That means I want to increase the range between me and also my opponent. And the last one is a mid-range attack with life steal. So this one is more towards like damaging the opponent bit by bit. So it's not like full front confrontation. It's more like getting in, get some cheap shots, then come out. So this will be the first setting. So while this is cooldown, what I'll do is I will use the second skill set. Now the second skill set is a long. It's kind of like a long mid-range attack. So first, usually I'll go for, if I will try to. This one is a small ping, so it's like a small damage, but the range is extremely long. Then the second one will be to stun the opponent. So it's a instant stun. So most of the time it will connect. So once it connect, what I'll do is I'll cast the third spell, which is like a Hamehameha ball. So the third one, is it's a very huge, it's a very huge attack. Then it will come to the fourth one. The fourth one, I don't really use it, but let's say if my opponent is like really close to me, then I'll just use it because the damage is huge. So you can see like this one is the fourth one. The damage is huge, and this one will be the third one. It's like a Hamehameha. So yeah, let me try to brief you one more time. So this is for my melee setting. So the first skill, like you can see here, is it just jumps towards the opponent and stun the opponent down. Then the second skill will be 2. If my first skill doesn't connect, then I will use the second skill to close even the gap and try to stun my opponent. All right. So once my opponent, if I'm able to hit my opponent once and my opponent is stunned down, then usually the third skill will connect. So this one, what it does is it makes you, it gets you away from the opponent, so that if your opponent try to cast something, then most likely it will he will miss. Then the fourth one will be, this will be a life skill. So it's like you damage your opponent and you also get back some life. So this one is like, this is like the only life skill that the sorcerers have. So you want to make sure that you are able to cast, it doesn't miss, because if you miss, you are going to lose in the long run. All right, for my second skill set, which is my PvP, and the first one, the first skill, the Viper attack, yeah, it's like a long range attack. Then the second one, it's a stun. So it's like it's very quickly, like it just stun the opponent from long range. I think probably like this is like one of the best. This is one of the best skills, and I would say like this one and these 3 skill are also the iconic sorcerer skill, which means that you can't really that sets the sorcerers apart from other characters, including this. So the third one will be the Hamehameha, as seen, as I show you just now, and the close range huge attack. So that covers our sorcerer skill. Now, so let's go back to the PvE. We will try to go through one by one. So the first one is just a normal attack, like you can see, it's just a normal attack. The second one will be it's kind of like a normal attack, but it just dash a front and also stuns the opponent. The third one will be a close range attack. I seldom use this, and the fourth one is an iconic skill. So what it does is you close in the gap, okay, rush towards the opponent and hit it and stun. This is like really powerful. You just try to imagine that you are able to blink strike to the opponent, connects and stun the opponent. So it's like, so this one is like a medium range attack. It's really good, and the damage is quite high. So I only use it for PvE. So yeah, this one is quite good. Then the fourth one, Viper is not so good in PvE for sure. So you don't really want to use it. Then this one is like a close range attack. The damage is huge as well. And yeah, this one I showed to you just now. So it's like a you just blink out from your opponent. Yeah, this one is a close range attack. Yeah, I used to use this quite a lot in my PvP, but I decided not to because of the cooldown is really long. So yeah, this one is like Hamehameha, and this one is like the stun. Life leech, most important spell in both PvE and PvP. And yeah, this one I haven't. This one is it's more for, because of the long casting time. I don't really use it in PvP, but I'll use it in PvE because it clears a lot of mobs. Yeah, it's the same with this. So this one is like a close range damage. So when it comes to PvE, there's a lot of option for you to choose from, especially for sorcerers. It's not as limited as the witch, because witch only have a few really good AoE. So like you can see, like the mobility of the sorceress is crazy. And Yeah. So I think this concludes our character spotlight on Sorceress. So when you are playing in arena, it's more towards like uh, chip shotting your opponent. Then you just slowly drain your opponent bit by bit. When it comes to huge battle, so what you want to do is just try to use your long range more. Then when you have the chance, then just jump in and out from the battle. So yeah, so it's still kind of the same concept. Sorceress is not a tank at all, so you can't really tank any damage, and it doesn't like really hits really hard, but it does have mobility. So it's like you just go in, get some damage done, then just run out, then try to get some damage done again, then run in. And so that's how you play her. And for me, I feel like the sorceress is like the best class in the game at this moment. Very very good PvP, able to clear mob very quickly. For me, like at this moment, it's really good. And yeah, I mean, and it's fun because of the mobility. So yeah, thanks for watching. So in after this, you're able to see some 1v1 PvP videos, and you will notice like a lot of the opponents that we beat are higher in CP compared to than us. So you're able to see like how good this class is. All right, thanks for watching. Peace.